Hello guys, and welcome back. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. I have some music playing in the background because I felt there should be like a vibe today. And it's Mr. Brightside by The Killers. I'm assuming like everybody has heard of that before. But before we dive in, I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this music down. Before we dive in, I want to share something that happened last night. And I'm not sharing this to like brag or anything like that. It's not at all what it's about. It's just very supernatural. It was a supernatural experience, and I haven't seen something like this happen in several years. But so I was out, doing my thing, walking, just actually like spending time at a park, just dancing out in this field, watching the sunset. And on my way home from that really beautiful evening with myself, I was reflecting on a tarot reading that I did for myself earlier in that day. Or I didn't do for myself, I was watching somebody that they had done for me. And they were saying something about like me seeing my name in the clouds or seeing my name in the stars, and it being like just big confirmation that something is moving in the right direction. And when I get some of those messages, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But at the same time, it's important that I think it's important that we keep our minds open to all of these different possibilities, right? So lo and behold, I was driving home from this park, from this trail, from just walking and dancing at this park. And I'm driving home. It wasn't even super, super dark yet, but the sun had set like 40 minutes late, like earlier. And I saw a shooting star. I was literally driving and I just looked up, and keep in mind too, like I was also discerning, well, it's like the 4th of July weekend, no, it was a shooting star. The way it burnt out and the way it was just the direction, no doubt in my mind, no doubt in my heart. And I was just like, that's the confirmation. That was the confirmation that the reader that I was talking about. And it gave me this peace in my heart. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, it wasn't like this huge crazy thing, but it just, softened me. And it was just like, wow, we really can open ourselves up to many different possibilities. We often close ourselves off because sometimes we don't experience these things, but sometimes the supernatural experiences aren't meant to be experienced so often. So I'm sharing that with you guys, I guess in hopes to expand your mind and open up possibilities that supernatural things exist and can happen on a spin of the dime. With that being said, maybe we'll have some supernatural things come out in your reading today. So we'll see where we go with that. So I'm thinking we'll start with this oracle deck first and get into the tarot in a little bit. And again, I apologize, my hands are just slightly too small for these cards to work super well. Sometimes right before a big change, you think something isn't coming to you. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but I just want to say, sometimes it comes when you least expect it. So, whatever. Okay. You are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? And And then the second card is, what is has no bearing on what will be. And I look at you guys like that, because it was like the message that I just shared right when I was shuffling the cards. It's like, if you think everything's over, if you think like what you were yearning to obtain or attain or to experience, if you think it's just out of reach, although it might just be out of reach, there's other things trying to come to you. What is right now has no bearing on what's going to take place in your life. So it helps to focus on not what you don't like about your situation, although it's important to recognize what we don't like about what we're manifesting so that we can manifest something different. I think for this person, for this character, they're being asked to focus on the things that they do want to see, that they do want to manifest, because with the joy seeker, what little victories can you celebrate? It's hinting towards me reading the character who's struggling celebrating those little victories. And I gotta say, it's in being able to pick up on recognizing where we can celebrate ourselves that the universe and ourselves and our higher selves help us manifest more experiences where we're celebrating. So if you're not feeling happy, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling like kind of low and stuck, check in. Are you focused on things that are not flowing in your life? Are you too attached to that stuff? That could be the thing coming from a reading a couple days ago. We could be playing around with the lower selves. Our consciousness could be around the lower selves. You know, come up into a higher state of consciousness and focus on what you do want to manifest. Get out of that. Like, move on from the victim mindset is sort of what's coming up. Empower yourself with what you have the ability to manifest in this moment now. And again, that goes back to your ability to manifest determines, like, your ability to manifest something better than what you're already manifesting now is determined upon your ability to recognize that it's there, to recognize positive things, to recognize celebrations, to recognize yourself. I'm gonna go deeper, but so far, I'm picking up on a character who might have been kind of feeling low lately, and I'm just, there's celebrations here though. So it's like, I don't pick up on a need for this person to feel low. Sometimes there's like true purposes for us to feel what it is that we're feeling, while sometimes it's like, sometimes we're stuck ourselves in the past feeling it. When in reality, our current self and other higher embodied selves are already ready for us to move on. It's just a matter of us deciding, are we ready to move on? Okie dokes, Spirit. Can you share with us a little bit more about this situation? Can you share with us what can this character be celebrating? And just, yeah, can you share us more about this story, please? All right. Two of Wands sideways and the Knight of Pentacles sideways. The situation has definitely affected somebody's creativity. Can you share more, Spirit? Another sideways card, a very sideways card. King of Pentacles sideways. Yeah, this is making me feel like somebody is stuck in their mind, replaying past stories of, stuck in the mind and replaying past stories is what I get so far. But again, reflecting back to the earlier part of the reading, it doesn't feel like it's the higher self or like the actual heart and soul of this character that's replaying these past stories. It feels like limiting versions of self that are replaying the past stories, that are keeping the higher self or like the other embodied selves in these holding patterns, if that makes sense. I see this visual without even closing my eyes, like there's two cells. One person is legit behind bars, and one person has the illusion that they're behind bars, or that they're just like told there's bars there, but they can walk through them. And this other one behind the bars is like the lower selves, like feeling trapped, but the higher self, there's nothing there. They can move forward. They're just, you know, also reflecting back to a couple days ago, they can step forward through this door, but they're just kind of standing there is the way I see it. Another sideways card, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so there are opportunities, I think, flowing around this person, but fear, again, like maybe it's like fear of not having enough. Money wound could be coming up too, because there are opportunities here. Lots of pentacle cards here too. I don't know if this is going to resonate for all, but I'm hearing like free. And and it's making me want to share just a personal experience. None of the sessions that I've ever done, that I do for free or that I've received for free, have ever been as transformational as a session that I've paid for. And there's reason for that. I think this character is learning something around the tightness to money. They're like these old systems held around the controlling and management of money. And it feels like some of these old systems are kind of also at play here, that's restricting their, like this opening for them. Like it just feels very restricting in the chest and in the body, like painful, and almost like some of these templates held around the beliefs around money are some of the systems and programmings keeping this restriction sensation in this person's system, their body. And after we talk a little bit about that, the Temperance card comes out. So it feels like this character is also shifting things, like they're consciously recognizing, they probably already do recognize this, something off around their ability to like invest in order for them to receive something. Eight of Swords reversed. I think this person really doesn't, there's a lot of fear driving this person. They don't, like they want, I'm hearing like a person wants to invest, but they're scared to invest it. And again, this also goes back to, there are multiple versions of the self at play here. It's like the higher self, the soul wants it, but there's parts of self that are scared to do it. I hope this makes sense. And this isn't just a message around you paying money helps heal your relationship to money, but it's more around this person highlighting an awareness around the restriction around their management of it, their beliefs around, I have to have this much in order to give out this much, or I have to have this much coming in order to spend this for right now in this moment. There's just a lot of tightness and restriction around it. So we're gonna keep going. Spirit, can you share with us more what is most necessary for this character to have brought into their awareness? Ten of Cups upside down. Death. There is an old way of being within you dying. Eight of Cups. There is an ancient way, not a benevolent ancient way within you that's dying, but like an old toxic ancient belief system within you that's dying. The old version of you that fully believed and that were programmed to believe that, like, let's say you have $800 coming in and there's a $200 course that you want to invest in, but you have your finances stated so that you feel in order to pay $200 out, you have to have $1,200 coming in, let's just say. I'm completely making these numbers up. These are just crazy. It's that sort of belief systems that's being asked to change. The flow of money is changing in the collective and on the earth plane. The desire or belief that you need to hold on to something a little more in order for more money to come in is part of what you're being asked to look at deeper. They're not just saying to like let it go and just forget that it's there, because it's there for a reason, to help you and to help you learn from it. And it came there for a reason too, because at one point in time, like that way of living did serve you. But in order to keep expanding, in order for this expansion to occur, you're being asked to be less restrictive and to heal these templates around how you believe money should be managed. And I also find it interesting too, like after the death, we have the Eight of Cups. So like, again, there are opportunities flowing all around you, but it's like, there's also a lot of fear flowing around you too, that seems to be at times steering your boat. And it's time to like stop having fear steer your boat, like legit. And again, flashing back to just a couple of courses that I'm taking. I'm in a class right now that's I'm not going to say the cost, but it's a monthly thing that you're paying per month for 3 months. And I originally thought it was just a one-time payment that you're paying for the full 3 months. And but like, so understanding that now my investment's 3 times the amount that I originally thought, I still had a lot of fear, you know, in me to transmute prior to going to take this class. But oh my gosh, like it's so expansive. Like I can't drill it into you guys enough. You don't have to have a certain amount in order to spend a certain amount. You don't. Believing you do, I'm not going to say is right or wrong, but I'm inviting you to take a look at as to why that's the case. I'm just going to leave it at that. Spirit, can you share with us a few more cards to wrap up this message? Because it feels like this is a lesson around opening ourselves up around money and connecting our restriction around money to our legit soul's expansion. Hierophant sideways. Page of Cups sideways and the Star sideways. This person is a big leader, and I see them as a guide to others who's going through deep soul lessons, not even lessons, but soul learnings that are going to help equip them with the skills and abilities and codes that other people around them are going to either need very soon or at some point in their lives. So I say that because maybe it's also this theme around what you're working through right now around money and learning to expand yourself around it and just your soul's journey in general. I see like at some point in time too, you sharing those things to other people and helping other people bring these seeds of knowledge and insight into their awareness to help them be less restrictive around their lifestyles and what they believe they have to do this for in order to receive. And something I'm also is hearing is don't underestimate the power of forgiveness around yourself. I feel like sometimes maybe this person or people sees that, I'm gonna read this card, 9 of Wands. Okay, yeah. Sometimes you might, what you're working through in your journey, you might project onto other people and see them as the bad character in your life, when in reality, I think this person, or you might just be learning a lot around expanding yourself. So also just continue to focus on love. You know, try not to see other people as trying to compete against you. There's no competition here. If anything, you can be a competition with yourself, but let's kill all of this competition energy and come back to the theme of expanding your soul and doing what you came here to do to make that happen. Point blank, straight up. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. If this reading resonated with you, please like and subscribe. It'll help the channel grow and help people see that these messages are real and coming from the ethers, from my heart, and that I'm not just making them up. So with all of the love, you guys, have a great one.